Today, we are going to be focusing on one of the areas of our realistic fiction writing rubric. So, today we're going to be looking at this piece of elaboration right here that says, hooked the reader on the first page. And so, did you introduce your character and the setting on your first page? And we are going to be focusing on some techniques of how we can hook the reader into wanting to read more of our story. It's really important that we try to introduce our story in a fun and interesting way so that way the reader doesn't get bored after the first page and want to put your book down. You want to make sure that they want to continue reading your story even after the first page. And we are also going to be thinking about telling our story across our pages. So remember, yesterday you came up with a plan of how your story will go. And we need to make sure that we don't just put everything on one page, but we tell our story bit by bit across our pages. So today we are going to be hooking the reader into our book. And we are going to be doing that by taking a look at a couple of different ways to do this. So these are going to be some review strategies for us. Especially back from our small moment writing and even our nonfiction unit, our information unit. And so, how to hook your reader. So, be sure your story starts with, you can start with a sound. So, just like my book that I wrote last week, I started with an onomatopoeia, a meow, which was the cat meowing in the story. An action, so bringing the story to life through actions. Like, for example, in our book, The Gruffalo, it started with an action, right? It said, a mouse took a stroll through the deep, dark wood. And so they're starting with an action. The fox saw the mouse, and the mouse looked good. And so that's an action that gets you into the story of like, oh, what's the mouse doing? Where's the mouse going? Oh no, what's the fox going to do? You would start with a question, or you could start by telling more about your setting, like it was the dark woods and thunder, and like tell and kind of build up your setting. Or start with dialogue, which is a character talking. And so, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at a couple of examples from friends of last week and their realistic fiction stories to see how they brought their stories to life today. So, we're going to pull up our first one. And so, this was Mila's. Remember, we looked at Mila's pre write yesterday. And so, we're just going to read her first page to see if she brought her story to life and what strategy she used, okay? So, this one starts with, Nay! Lily loves horses. Her horse is white and is named Snowflake. Lily is 3 years old and lives on a farm. 8 years old and lives on a farm. Lily and Snowflake run through the field every day. Nay, said Lily's horse again. And so you can see that Mila brought her book to life by starting with a sound, and she even ended the first page with a sound that the horse was making. And she was able to describe some more about the character. How old were they? What's one thing they like to do? And where are they? So Mila, I would definitely say, met that expectation of hooking her reader. And so our next friend that we're going to take a look at, woo, moving across the screen and moving me back, woo. All right, so we're going to take a look at this one, and we have Peppy on this one. So it says, yay! Rose and Julika were swimming in the pool. They have the best time together. They have a good game, or they have a game called Who Can Stay Underwater the Longest. They both feel so special. They always take care of each other. They both like to eat delicious foods. One of them grabbed some food, the other stayed in the pool. When she turned around, ... And so this one we start with some dialogue of yay! And it could even be a sound too about what they are doing and how they are feeling in our book. So nice job with that, Peppy. And our last one we're going to take a look at is Bella's. And so on Bella's, it says, ruff, ruff. Olivia enjoys going to the beach. The beach is down the street from her house. She loves going to the beach with her dog. Birdie is her dog's name, and he is brown and loves to give kisses. They like to make sand castles and go swimming and take walks on the beach. So again, our friend Bella decided to hook the reader by using sounds and then describing what the characters like to do and where they are in clear detail. And so my challenge to you today is to take a look at your first page of your pre-write, and then you are going to transfer it onto lined paper, hooking the reader into your book either by using sounds, actions, asking a question, describing the setting, or using dialogue. And I want you to work really, really hard on this and try to be as creative as possible into hooking the reader into your book. I don't want to just read books that say, like, Sam and his friend Doug walk down the street. Like, I want more details than that, and I want you to hook me into your writing. So don't jump right in. Try to get me interested in wanting to read the rest of your book. So go ahead over to Seesaw, open up. You are going to see realistic writing paper in there. And remember, you're only going to be focusing on page 1 today and how you're going to hook the reader into your page using one of these strategies on the screen. Okay, first grade, I can't wait to read your first pages. I will see everyone later. Bye.